Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, for everyone who's new, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So, today I will talk about the upcoming month of August 2026. We're going to cover the eclipses, some important aspects, and also all the signs. Now, most accurate is your rising sign. And for additional information, you can check your sun sign and your moon sign. So let's go ahead and look at this month of August. Now, a lot of things have been happening in my life. So this video is a bit later. I'm in Jupiter return. So things are up and down, but it's all leading to something very positive, which I will talk about when everything is settled. So on the 12th of August, we have this new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Leo, which will happen at 20 degrees and 2 minutes on the 12th of August. So this is really about going inward and feeling where your next journey is going to lead to. Because when the sunlight is covered, right? And in astrology, we link the sun with our identity, who we are. And when that's dark, there might be a little bit of confusion. And when we are in complete darkness, we can sense within what it is that you truly want. Okay. So this new moon is going to be trine Saturn. And when we have a new moon solar eclipse, it means that the moon is completely covering the sun, right? It's going in between the earth and the sun. And when we have this new moon in Leo, Leo is all about creativity. This is about your inner child. So there is a massive inner child healing. And sometimes when we have children, right, this is when your own inner child starts to heal as well, or when we start to feel more playful again. So in which area, and we're going to check all the signs as well, you can be a little bit more playful, you can be more creative. And, since Leo is ruled by the sun, are you really following your authenticity? Okay. Are you following your creativity? Are you doing something that you're really passionate about? So these questions will get answers. Okay. And when this new moon is in a trine with Saturn, it means that you're going to make a certain commitment. So you're not only going to feel it, talk about it, but you're going to make a certain plan. Okay. So for some of you, this can be literally having a child or starting a creative business, but it can be just a hobby, right? It doesn't have to be something professional. It can be something that just makes you happy. And you're going to commit also to yourself, to your own joy, because when we are in the sign of Leo, this is where we're going to look at the highest form of our creative expression. So we also have Mercury in a conjunction with Jupiter. So we're going to have a lot of ideas coming to you. And it's also in a sextile with Venus, and Venus is in the sign of Libra. So this is very positive, right? Even though an eclipse is quite wobbly and it can create some tension, but the planetary alignments are very positive. So this new moon is definitely going to create a new beginning, also regarding romance. Leo rules fifth house also of romance. And then we have Venus in Libra. So you might meet someone new, someone destined. Okay. And you're going to have to see with time how that's going to work out, because Venus is also trine Uranus. So this is a time where you want to feel romance, you want to feel excitement. We do have a trine, this new moon in a trine with Saturn, so the chances are of a longer commitment. But there is this desire to express yourself also in a romantic way, or doing something with your partner, okay? Or making plans to do something nice, whatever makes you both feel happy. Now, we also have Mars in Cancer. Now, Mars is not super strong in a water sign, right? Because a water sign wants to go with the flow, and Mars wants to take action, and water is dimming down this fire, okay? So you want to take action, but maybe you don't know exactly where to start. So use this Mercury energy that is with Jupiter. Use your wisdom, your intuition to make a plan. Okay. And then maybe when this square with Neptune is kind of fading away, you can start, or you work according to your intuitive insights. So you take action according to your intuition, because otherwise you're going to probably be swimming around not knowing exactly where to begin and where to start. But this is definitely a very creative new moon. Very good to start something new or have the idea of starting something new. This is not a time to really launch anything, because keep in mind, everything is dark, right? The sun is dark. And if you want to be seen by launching something or doing some videos on social media or anything like networking, because there's darkness, nothing is really 100% clear. So it's more about internal ideas that are starting around this time, or shifts that are happening, but let it unfold. Let it become clear to you. Because when there's a new moon eclipse and also a full moon eclipse, right, things are a bit more emotional. And we're almost like eclipsing our own identity, that we're not seeing the full truth of something. Maybe you can make some small adjustments, but the idea is going to last for a long time. Okay. So Mercury is sextiling Uranus and trining Neptune. So again, very creative ideas, innovative ideas, thinking out of the box. So it's going to be a very, very good new moon that can change and shift things in a lot of ways. And sometimes it's forced, okay? It's not necessarily time to launch something, but sometimes life will push you in a certain direction, and you can kind of know that this is a new destiny coming on your path, right? So then we have the North Node shifting in Aquarius, and I know some people use the True Node, other people use the Me Node. Okay, so it doesn't matter, meaning stays the same. I use the Me Node, but doesn't matter what is more correct or not. The meaning will stay the same. So the South Node is in Leo, and the North Node is in Aquarius. Now, also Jupiter is in Leo, right? So, as a person who has Jupiter conjunct the South Node in Leo in a chart, I think I have not only the astrology knowledge, but also the knowledge in my own life. And this is really a time where we have to follow this creativity, yes. But it's, when the South Node is in Leo, it really wants you to let go of external validation. So it's like, I'm doing something because I'm passionate about it. And I always have a saying that when you have Leo, like the highest form would be to not put the sun in your head, in your ego, but put it in your heart and then follow your passion. And it doesn't matter how many people, like something, or how many people are, for example, on in my case, commenting on the videos, or I'm just doing what I love to do. And this is the lesson here, okay? To follow your passion. And maybe some people don't agree with you, with your decisions, or with, the person you're picking to be romantic with. But that doesn't matter. You have to follow your own feeling. And then we go to the North Node in Aquarius, right? So here we go in an era of very speedy technology. It's ruled by Uranus, so we're going to see technological advancement. Now, Uranus is also in an air sign, so we're going to see very fast AI developments. And yeah, I had a conversation with my partner the other day, and I think what is really important is that we are not becoming robots ourselves, okay? That we still do certain things that make us feel human, that we also learn how to do independent thinking, okay? That we're gonna use all these, AI and things as a way of helping us, but not as a way of replacing our soul, because it can really drain your energy and it can drain your logical thinking. So make sure that, that's why I keep doing my own presentations. I do it with my own mind, because it keeps you sharp, and you become a critical thinker. Okay, so don't let it take you over. because Pluto is going to add as well next year with the North Node. Is it next year? It should be next year. Yeah. And, so this is going to show also the dark side within us, right? We're going to depend on something again outside of ourselves. So let's use Aquarius and technology to help our lives, to make it better, but not going to give our power away. I think this is very important, that we keep our brain sharp and that we keep our soul in our body, so we really connect, because it's so important to follow your path and to know what it is that you want in life, because a lot of people are so have the energy in the head, in the mind, and then we're starting to overthink, and we're starting to not be happy with ourselves because we don't allow ourselves to connect with ourselves and to be quiet, okay? And to really feel what it is that you truly want to do in life. Like, yes, we have to be responsible, we have to pay bills, but there are several ways to do that. And you can work towards that in a slow manner, right? Like this new moon will also be with Saturn. Saturn is in Aries. This is a new beginning. So, what are you going to do to show up for yourself, for you? Okay, Aries is your identity. So what are you going to do to make you feel happy, not at the cost of others, but to support the community, which is the North Node in Aquarius? We're going to work together, okay, and we're going to connect with each other to see how we can collaborate and build a future that is good for us. Let's not go into the shadow side of Aquarius, where we can find ourselves detached and maybe even a little bit lonely. Okay, so with the South Node in Leo, it doesn't mean you have to disconnect from your heart. You have to disconnect. No, you have to bring that talent and bring it to the North Node in a new direction, out of the box thinking, thinking different, accept each other's quirks, be authentic, be different, be a bit weird. Who cares? I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter. If you know that your intention is good, express yourself the way you feel is most authentic to you. Okay? So these lessons will come up. More equality, maybe less authority, right? We'll have more centralized things, which can be good or not. I mean, I don't know if some of you have tried to call certain customer service and you get AI, and it's so frustrating because they're not answering your questions. I mean, that would be the shadow side of things, like the North Node in Aquarius, okay, or this very rapid technology growth. But on the other hand, there are things that are very helpful, right? We can do quick spelling checks, and there's just a lot of positive things as well. So we have to deal with this in a good manner, okay? So yeah, 18th of August or 26th of July if you're doing the True Note. Yeah, I'm always open. I cannot say I'm right with everything. This is just what worked for me. But if someone else has a different opinion, that's all welcome. This is also very Aquarian, right? To be open to different points of view, because we cannot know everything. I mean, most people, we don't even know what are we doing here. We don't know 100%. Okay. I do know that we have something to connect to, which gives us strength and warmth and light. Okay. And I know I'm getting a bit philosophical, but I really feel like sometimes we need this little encouragement, right? To keep going and to keep connecting and to follow your passion. It's possible for everyone. We're here for a reason, not here just to be lost. So, on the 28th of August, we're going to have a full moon, partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces, and it will happen at 4 degrees and 54 minutes. And here we have the moon, sun, Mercury in a square, in a T-square with Uranus. So here we're again breaking free from a certain situation. You might be feeling rebellious, okay? We have Virgo, which rules the sixth house, okay? opposing Pisces, which rules the 12th house, and Uranus is sudden. So it could be that you're suddenly traveling, because Gemini is third house, right? This is about transportation. Maybe you have to drive a lot for work. Maybe you're taken away. Okay, you have to go on a business trip. Certain ideas, because Uranus rules Gemini rules third house. I've had a crazy days, guys. Life has been up and down, but so much, so many good things also. So I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm going to center myself now. Be serious. So we have this T square with Uranus, right? So Gemini is also about transportation. So maybe there's some changes in your car. Maybe you need to fix your car. Maybe you're going to buy a new car. Double check everything, because we have a square here, and eclipse is, sometimes even bringing forced changes. Okay, so there might be a change in your work. Maybe you're forced to rest a little bit more, or to look at your health. So health is going to be very important. And since the moon is in Pisces, right, 12th house, it could be that you need to listen to your intuition and rest more, if that's very important. Balance your rest with your diet, with your routines. Okay, have sustainable routines. I know sometimes we feel like we don't have enough hours in a day, and we have to rush, get everything done. But if we're slow paced and we work few hours a day and we are steady, you get it done quicker. You're going to be more precise. You're going to make less mistakes. You're going to be more clear headed. So sometimes it's just better that way. Okay. Also, this can give you real intuitive insights, because Pisces is 12th house. This is about your dreams. So some of you will have very vivid dreams. I don't know if any of you ever had that, those dreams that you feel like you remember them better. They're so vivid, like you can still remember them, right? For many years after, and sometimes they even happen in real life. So these kind of dreams can happen as well. Now we have Mars, like I said, in Cancer, right? Is a water sign. So it's not the strongest. It's squaring Saturn, and Saturn is retrograde. So it's really asking you to go inwards and to not rush into anything. So I think still the same applies. Make a plan, a solid plan, and look inwards, because Saturn is in Aries, right? This is about your identity. And maybe you want to go a lot faster, but now it's time to really go inward and see what is the direction that's actually good for you. So this month is like, am I on the right path? Am I following my heart? Am I following my passion? Am I dependent too much on technology? Am I too often on social media, which are just shadow sides of Aquarius and technology, right? Or am I, am I trying to be so logic that I completely erase my own intuition? So this Pisces moon wants you to feel like, what is your gut feeling? What are your emotions telling you, right? And sometimes we can tell ourselves something, a story that seems nice, but we're not really honest with ourselves. Is this really reflecting who we are? And also the fear of making mistakes. I see this a lot. And it's like, why not make them and get to know ourselves better and understand, like, okay, maybe this is not for me, or maybe this went wrong, but you tried it. And okay, didn't go right, but you know more about yourself now. So why be so super hard on yourself? Yeah, Moon is trining Mars, so maybe some changes in the home, some changes in even your emotions, right? Checking in with yourself. Am I on the right track? Is this what I want? Sun, Mercury, trine Chiron. So here we're healing issues regarding money, right? Do you feel like you're not earning enough, or are you afraid that what you want is not earning enough money? Do you feel like, are you insecure about some body parts? And the thing is, the more it hurts, the more we're going to be worried about it and the more we're going to eat. So sometimes it's best to, if you're struggling with weight, some people are underweight, some people are overweight, to have like fixed hours. So eat 3 times a day. And outside of that, you're going to follow your passion, because then you get in the zone and you forget, to eat unhealthy, but really be steady. This is what's being asked. Sleep well and recover your whole nervous system. And yeah. Okay, so I think I'm going to talk too much if I continue. I get so excited about this, if you can tell. Yeah, also I do private readings, so you can really send me an email if you want to book one of the readings. You can check out my website, what different type of readings I do. And also I teach astrology one-on-one through Zoom, and I have coaching program to help you become the best version of yourself. So let's go to Aries, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So obviously, this new moon, total solar eclipse in Leo, Jupiter in Leo, Mercury in Leo, is going to highly impact you because it's trining your ascendant. Okay, so my Aries, you're going to be so creative. Okay, this is time to express yourself. And I know it sounds weird because Saturn is retrograde in the first house and it's trining this new moon. So you're going to be like, yeah, but I don't feel like fully expressing myself. But Saturn here is saying, okay, but what is it that you truly want to express? What is your authenticity and how can you bring that forward in your work? If you do anything creative, or if you're an actor, right? If there's so many planets in the fifth house, this is very good for artists, actors, people on social media. If that's an idea that you have, make a plan first, because the eclipse is not really a time to launch, right? Because it's completely dark. Wait until after. So you can wait until September, for example, to launch an idea that you have, to show a certain skill that can really add beauty to this world. Okay, so this is about self-expression without thinking what will people think, right? Which is Pluto in the 11th house, because it can trigger all kinds of things, right? When you show yourself to the public, it can sometimes give jealousy, it can sometimes give support, it can give obsession. All of these things can happen with Pluto. But here it's important to follow something that you're passionate about, okay? Responsibility towards children or wanting to have children. And yeah, there's some responsibility coming with that. Maybe some healing that is taking place right now of your own inner child, like memories might be coming up. And they're there for you to heal and for you to remember, Aries, to have fun and to enjoy and to, if you've lost some joy in life due to certain situations, that you allow yourself to have fun, right? You can be responsible and also have fun. So this is what this trine is telling you. Like, you can do something fun with your kids, or fifth house is also romance. Maybe you want to start dating, like I said, it's not really the time to take action per se. It's a plan, something you're thinking about. Okay. Yeah, doing something with your partner or talking about things that you would like to do together. Like, I would like to travel there, or I would like to have a picnic in this beautiful place. I would like to go for dinner. So talk about what both would make you very happy. Okay. And Mars is squaring Neptune retrograde. So Mars is in the fourth house and squaring Neptune. This can be a bit of misunderstandings or confusion with the family situation, with the housing situation, with the landlord. It could be not fully clear. So wait until this square is passing, till more clarity will come to you. Okay. This is also a good time to, be at home, maybe do some yoga, because Mars in a water sign is very good for yoga, Tai Chi, this energy, or even swim. Like do some swimming, and a lot of answers might be coming to you. So we have North Node in Aquarius. Okay, now I use the Me Node. You can also use the True Node, which was the end of July. Meaning stays the same. So we can go over it. What does it mean? So North Node is going into your 11th house, and the South Node is in Leo in the 5th house. Now, this can be a bit confusing, right? Because Jupiter is also in the 5th house. But with the South Node and Jupiter, it's really time to maybe unlock past life gifts. Okay. It's time to do something that you love without thinking about the external validation. So just following your passion. And yeah, maybe you're going to show something on social media or show something. 11th house is also large organizations. So maybe you're very drawn to work in a company with a flat structure. You know, you don't want to work in a company where things are super like old fashioned or very like conservative, let's say. You want to work in an environment that's very encouraging. It's very good if you want to work in a tech company or in a company that is doing innovation, like innovative products. And you might be, working in the creative fields or marketing. This is all very good. So you will see changes here. You will meet new friends, maybe out of the box friends. Okay. And a new friend group, a new community might be coming up. Maybe you feel like, I want to bring my children along with my friends. I just feel like together we have so much more fun. So these are things that might happen when the North Node is in Aquarius in your 11th house. Maybe working online or meeting people online as well through community. Then we have this full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 28th of August at 4 degrees. This will be your 12th house. So this is a very spiritual alignment, so important for your diet. Do you need to rest? It's okay to rest, Aries. This is saying, okay, if you need rest, it's okay. Maybe you're thinking about plans behind the scenes. What can you do for work? Trying to get some ideas because this full moon is in a square with Uranus. Uranus is in the 3rd house. So you might have this restless mind. And it's really the trick here to listen to your intuition, to do a meditation, but also to look at things from a logical perspective. So combine both of them. Yeah, if you're doing anything in a health related field, you might see sudden shifts, sudden new job or an idea of something you would like to study or that you would like to do. Mars is squaring Saturn retrograde. So again, there will be some misunderstanding in the family, maybe some small arguments, or you feel a little bit unseen and it might make you a little bit angry. Okay. It could be a lot of responsibility during a move, but like everything, things will fade. Be very, after a few days, things will become a lot more clear. Listen to your intuition. It will tell you a lot, even if it's not visible. A lot of times we internally already feel like, maybe it's not like that. Maybe I should wait a few more days. Okay. Sun and Mercury are trining Chiron. Okay. And we have Chiron in the 2nd house for you. So you're healing maybe financial insecurities, or you're afraid to lose your money, but now you're gonna kind of make a plan and think, how can I make money? How can I not be afraid to lose the money? Okay. And also regarding your body. So new routines might be happening, maybe even resting, because sometimes we're trying, for example, if you try to lose weight, or you're trying to gain weight, when you lose weight, you think, okay, I have to do so many sports, I have to eat this, and you're so strict on yourself, and then you have stress, and then cortisol happens, and then you're gaining weight. So sometimes taking it more easy, being more mindful of your movement can actually make you lose weight. And the same with gaining weight. If you take your time eating and you're making something very healthy and very rich and you want to take time to eat that, right? And then you will gain weight. We are all different. We all have different bodies, and you always have to listen regarding diet what your body needs. We don't all have the same body. So let me get you a card, Aries. Whoop. Okay. Speak your truth. Well, Uranus is there in your third house. Yeah. So it's time to speak your truth. Learning experience. Okay. So everything in life is a learning experience. So sometimes we have to stand up for ourselves in a certain situation, maybe in a job as well. There might be a situation where you have to speak up against colleagues or speak up about certain ideas. Maybe you think, well, never mind, I'm not going to say because who am I to say that? But, speak up, see what happens. Sometimes it can open doors, right? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how this resonates. I also do private readings. I teach astrology, and I have a coaching program. You can check that on my website or send me an email for more information. So thank you so much for being here, my amazing Aries, and until next time, let's go to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, and Rising, we have this new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Leo on the 12th of August at 20 degrees in your fourth house. So a lot is happening with your roots. A lot is happening with your family. So there might be some good conversations happening. If there were any misunderstandings or maybe you haven't spoken in a while, now it's time to reconnect with family. And, if you're telling me, I don't have family, then it is your own created family or your own roots, because the fourth house is how we root in this life. Do we feel safe within ourselves? Leo is very playful. So do you feel safe being playful? Do you feel that in your home you can fully express? If not, what can you change in your decorations to feel more inspiring? Do you feel like maybe your walls need a different color? Because everything is, influencing us, everything, colors, environments. So you have to make an environment that's going to make you feel playful, creative, and all these things. Okay. Now, this new moon is trining Saturn retrograde in the 12th. So you might get a lot of ideas also through meditation, spending some time alone that will, and some of you are even working towards a certain project behind the scenes. Okay. And that you're going to launch when probably Jupiter will go into your fifth house, which is all about creativity, right? You could be moving homes. This could actually be quite sudden because we're talking about eclipses, right? This is a forced new destiny. So there could be a sudden move. This can be for work, right? We're going to soon go to the shift of the nodes, okay? Mercury is also sextiling Venus. Venus is very strong in Libra, right? So a new job, maybe you're moving for this new job, okay? Creativity in the job. You could be making money on selling a home because Mercury is sextiling Uranus. So everything have to do with houses. If you're in real estate, you might see busy times ahead. If you're a family therapist, you might also see busy time ahead or in this month. Mars is in the third house and it's squaring Neptune retrograde in the 12th. So there might be some confusion with neighbors, maybe with your siblings, and also check your car, see what happens. Maybe there's some mysterious thing that needs fixing. Okay. Now, the North Node is moving in Aquarius on the 18th of August. Now, some astrologers use True Node, which is end of July. So the meaning stays the same. Don't worry if you do the True Node. I'm very open. We all don't know 100% what is right or wrong. This has been working for me. So meaning stays the same. So we have the North Node moving in Aquarius in your 10th house. Okay. So this is all about, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So thinking out of the box. So when it comes to work, you're really going to think out of the box. You might have some really brilliant ideas. maybe you're shifting completely jobs. Okay, Pluto is also in the 10th house. They're coming together next year with Pluto. The North Node is coming with Pluto. So you might shift into a completely different job. Okay, and this might be some rebellious thing. This might be a brilliant thing. Maybe you want to work in a company that is a little bit more flat, like not have really this old-fashioned authority, but more open company. This is really good if you work in tech or anything innovative, medical field. You might find a job easily, and some of you even have to move for this job. Okay, so you might be moving in the upcoming time, and in some cases move a few times. Okay, in general, this could be more detachment as well from family. So maybe you're just phoning them more often because Jupiter is still in the 4th house. Okay, so it doesn't mean there is any type of disconnect. Yeah, your innovation will stand out to the crowd. So people will really like your ideas, what you have to say. And also Uranus in the 2nd house. So there might be some good ideas on how to make money. Then we have this full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. Okay, so this is on the 28th of August at 4 degrees. And, Pisces for you is in your 11th house. So this is about your friendships. And this is about community. Maybe you're very drawn to like spiritual community or creative community. There might be some changes in friendships because we have Uranus in a square, in a T-square with this full moon. And when it's an eclipse, it's something destined, right? It's a big shift. I want to put an exclamation mark that eclipses are not always the best time to launch something, right? It's good for ideas. It's good for letting something go. So the new moon is really setting new things, thinking about new things, but it's not really launching something because when the sun is covered, we don't get that much attention or energy, right? So you want to launch it after, but this is where you let go, where you have great ideas, where you put it down, where you make a plan. Okay. So sudden new friendships, sudden ending in friendships. And also regarding income, we have to be a little careful that, we're not overspending. Maybe you're having so much fun and you're spending more than you should, because Uranus, you cannot pinpoint, right? It's either expenses or it's income. So even through networking, there could be sudden income coming in. Maybe your friends say like, someone needs a job just like what you do. So, and you will have sudden income. So Mars is in your 3rd house and it's squaring Saturn. So first it was squaring Neptune, now Saturn. So still there might be some confusion, maybe some frustration. Okay, if you're studying or learning, take it one step at a time. So don't go too quick and don't be hard on yourself. Sometimes it's okay to be steady. Takes a few hours, take a bit longer, but to relax. Okay. Sun Mercury is trining Chiron, healing creative abilities and self-doubt, because Chiron is there in the 1st house and the Sun and Mercury is in the 5th. So what is stopping you from fully expressing yourself? Okay. Let me get you a card. Taurus. Generosity. So this is not just giving to others, right? But this is also being generous to yourself and being okay sometimes that things are shifting, and give the universe time to show you where the next steps are for you. Okay. If you're not really being generous or not really sharing your abundance, so your talents, your skills, or anything that you can bring to this world, maybe you need to look into the possibilities for you. Okay, for some it's literally voluntary work or helping out, but for others it's just connecting with your authentic self and how can you give to the world, because we can't always give money or hours, right? I don't know your situation. And we have speak up. Okay, we got the same for Aries. So it's time to speak up. And mostly because Mars is in Cancer, it's about speaking up about your feelings, especially regarding when the moon is in Pisces, right? There will be a lot of feelings that are going to come up. And sometimes it comes up in anger. And, you know, it's not always bad to be angry because it means that your body is giving you a boundary. It's giving you a frustration, and this frustration is helping you make decisions. It's just not good when we hurt others and we hang into it. So be angry, see why, and then make a solution. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. I teach astrology, I do private readings, and I have a coaching program. So if you're interested in any of these things, you can send me an email for more information, or you can have a look on my website. So thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun and Rising. We have a new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Leo on the 12th of August at 20 degrees and 2 minutes. It will be in your third house, okay? So this is really about your creative expression when it comes to your communication. So you might feel you're a little bit more expressive now, when this new moon, because actually it covers the sun, right? So sometimes we can't fully feel. So we are in darkness. So we have to go inwards. We have to feel how we can better communicate. Are you connecting your heart with your speech? Are you passionate about what you're selling? For example, if you're in sales or if you are in a certain job. Anyways, Gemini, with Leo on the third house cusp, you really need to be behind what you're selling or what company you work in, right? And the more passionate you are about something, even if you're a teacher, you want to teach something that is of passion. So now you're going to look at, okay, what can I do to express this passion of mine? Okay. And yeah, we have this new moon in a trine with Saturn retrograde in the 11th house. So this is also a good time, for a trip. Some of you are going to travel. Now, I do say because this is more a time to plan the trip than actually going on a trip. But if you do, don't worry. There's no fear with that. Okay, because I said once in my video that it's not the best time to travel, and I got all this panic mode comments. So it's not like that. Okay, it's just that if you can plan it, you can do a different day. But if not, don't worry. It's nothing bad. It's still gonna work out because your intuition counts above. Okay, that's why I'm an intuitive astrologer. I feel that we know best what is good for us, so I just guide you to connect with yourself. So yeah, going on a trip with friends, planning to go on a trip with friends. Maybe you want to do a certain workshop, but Saturn is in the 11th house, so it could be a tough one. It could bring a lot of transformation. Maybe you are rethinking also your friendships right now, like who is good for you, who is not. Maybe you're going to speak up to them as well. If you buy a car, you do have to check everything. Okay, make sure that you check all the parts, all the paperwork, and see if it's okay. We have Mercury in and Jupiter in a sextile with Venus in the 5th house. So a very, very creative time. If you're doing any hobby, painting, anything creative might be coming up. And yeah, maybe you have a good voice as well. So you're going to express that. If you're an actor, anything artistic will be very good. Yeah, if you're worrying about passing exams, right, around these days will be quite good because Jupiter is with Mercury. So you have a lot of wisdom that will help you pass your exams. Okay. Mars are square Neptune. Mars in the 2nd house and Neptune is in the 11th. So be careful for overspending. Maybe you're going on this trip or you're going out with your friends and you spend a little bit more than you intended to, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. Moon is your emotions. Mars can be impulsive, right? Wanting to take action, but also income can come through workshops. Maybe it's hard work if you organize them, but you will see results with that. Okay, North Node will go in Aquarius on the 18th of August. This is the me node. Okay, true node went end of July. Doesn't matter. Meaning stays the same. Okay, whatever you prefer, the meaning stays the same. So the North Node will move into your ninth house, Gemini. So here we have a trine with your ascendant at some point, right? Depending on the degree of your ascendant. I use the whole house system for general readings because it's just easier. It resonates with more people. But obviously, private readings are most accurate, right? Because there I use the Placidus system, which have been working for me very well. So, yeah, you might want to study something new. Now, Pluto is also in the ninth house. So, some of you actually will study astrology, will study signs, especially regarding spirituality, so metaphysics. Yeah, maybe you're teaching on online platforms. So, maybe using AI platforms or communication platforms to do your teaching, or you're creating one of these platforms, right? Uranus rules Aquarius and is in the first house. So you're definitely being this rebel. You have this really ideas that could be out of the box, and maybe you're even going to dress that way. You know, I want to fully express myself and show it to the world. And yeah, there's no better way than to fully express who you truly want to be. So the South Node is in Leo, right? So this is detaching from ego, detaching from external validation. It's really about looking at the future. How can we make the world better? And not so much on, because third house is quite factual, right? Saying, I have all the facts. But going to the ninth house and saying, you know what? Maybe we don't know everything. Going a little bit philosophical, even though it's in an air sign, but being open, right? And even if we're scientific, because nowadays people say, okay, I believe in science, but it's still believe. And it's about being open-minded. Like, I think the best scientists are open-minded and research in all fields and then get factual information about it, right? This is very Aquarian. Like, think out of the box, think different, and come up with things that maybe are not so common, right? North Node, the ninth house, is also very astrology related, right? When you study it and you study all the patterns, you're starting to see a correlation, right? Yeah, and that was even, I don't know, this is maybe personal, but I used to work in SEO, and I always found it very surprising that people are so accepting of the job that I had in SEO and not of astrology. That was bullshit. But then I was like, they're both analytical, right? I was analyzing how to rank in Google. There's not 100% certainty that the strategy is going to work. You have to test, you have to try, and then you're getting an answer. So the same with astrology. You have to look at many charts, you have to read the knowledge, and then you test, and then you see what works. So this is very third and ninth house connection. Okay. So yeah, I feel that with Aquarius in the North Node, it's time to be more open-minded, and yeah, that people do their research. For you personally, maybe traveling overseas, traveling to, you know, it can be literal travel. It can be traveling through the mind, right? Traveling through the higher mind. But you might want to do some backpacking. But with Pluto in the ninth house, you're definitely going to see a lot of transformation happening. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to change your belief system. It's going to change a lot for you in the upcoming time, Gemini. So we have this full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 28th of August 2026 at 4 degrees and 54 minutes. Now we have this full moon in the 10th house, okay? And it's opposing the sun in Virgo in the 4th, and we have Uranus in the 1st. So some of you will get a sudden move for a job. It might be you being rebellious, saying, you know, I'm going to change jobs. I'm going to do something else. If you're already self-employed, maybe you want to try a new path or add something different to what you're doing. because you're feeling rebellious and you want to show the world like different aspects of yourself. Okay. Um, Mars is, oh yeah, cleaning your house. Cleaning your house is going to help you mentally feel more connected. Okay. We also have the Sun and Mercury, and it's trining Chiron in the 12th. So when the house is clean and organized, you're going to feel maybe more easily that you can spend time alone. Okay. It's also good to go in the nature around this time. Go in the nature, maybe have a swim and really reconnect with yourself. And that will give you ideas also for work. But you're going to be very, very creative. Also, Venus in Libra in the 5th house. So it's very, very good. Mars is square Saturn. So again, be a little careful about the money agreements that you make. So double check everything. Double check and also make sure that what you're asking money wise is reflecting the work that you're doing. So don't undervalue yourself, overvalue yourself. It's really time to make good agreements and not avoiding it. So take the responsibility to make the agreements and take your time if necessary. Let me get you a card, Gemini. All right, play music. It's time to be playful. This is a playful month. This is about connecting with our inner essence. You're a leader, okay? So I feel that some of you are a little afraid to step up into your leadership, to step up into the things that you want to do. Now listen to your heart, okay? Have a solid plan, but also don't dim your energy. With the South Node in Leo and Jupiter in Leo, it's time to connect to the heart and express yourself the way you see fit, no matter what people are thinking about that. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book a private reading with me, okay, you can send me an email. I also teach astrology online through Zoom, and I have a coaching program. So you can check out my website for more information as well. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Cancer. So we have a new Moon Total Solar Eclipse in the sign of Leo on the 12th of August at 20 degrees. And this will be in your second house. So Cancer, for you will see a lot of changes in your income. Okay. And Jupiter is also conjunct Mercury. So many ideas on how to make more income. If you do anything in leadership or sales or creative expression, you will definitely see an increase, in your possessions, in your income. But this new moon is also trining Saturn, and Saturn is retrograde. So it could be some difficulty with bosses, okay, but that might be slowly shifting because they can see that actually you are bringing in the money. So there have to be some kind of shift. You might be finding a new job. This job might have a lot of responsibilities because Saturn is in the 10th house. It could be that this job though does pay you better than you would expect. We have Mercury also in a sextile with Uranus in the 12th. So you might feel a bit restless, okay? A little bit, ideas might be coming in quick and it might be a bit harder to sleep around this time. And we also have a sextile with Venus in the 4th, okay? So it might be that you're creative at home, making certain plans. Maybe you're buying some new things for in the house, or you're literally are going to buy a house, okay? Now, eclipses are not the best time to do really big things unless it's really forced, okay? Because eclipses can give heightened emotions, but also can sometimes shadow and not give you the full picture of something, okay? So the idea is good if you can wait few more days, but if not, don't worry, just pay good attention what you're doing with the house, and also some beautiful decorations that make your life more colorful. Now the North Node is moving in Aquarius on the 18th of August. I know that some people use the true node, which was end of July, but the meaning stays the same. Okay. So the North Node will move into your 8th house. So this is all about shared resources. And, since it's ruled by Uranus, Uranus is in the 12th house. Just be very careful with investments, right? That you're not losing, that you're doing good research on the investments, okay? And also, if you're going to have shared resources with your partner, that you have very good agreement, that you speak up and you say, okay, let's look at maybe some out of the box ideas and how we can manage that best. Because Jupiter is in your 2nd house. So money is coming in, and the South Node can sometimes drain the money. Okay. So it comes in quick, and you can be so generous because Jupiter is with the South Node. And this is a very generous aspect. And then income is coming, and then you spend it just as much. So just be aware how much you are spending. It's very good for research. So North Node in Aquarius is very good for people who are in the medical field or in science, or if you are a surgeon or accountant. Okay, maybe you're finding these very useful platforms for accountancy. So any type of research is very good. If you're a detective, you might find new developments if you're in forensics to explore certain things. Okay. Also, if you're into astrology or any type of occult, you might be finding new ways to help yourself and to understand yourself, because ultimately spirituality is a tool to understand ourselves better, right? I know it can be so it can be so exciting to know predictions. You can predict, right? But it's not always the most important. Sometimes it's first we have to be in our authentic self. And yeah, predictions, yeah, we can check that, of course, that we check. But most important is that we grow ourselves. Let's go, Cancer. Full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. So, especially if you have your sun, moon, and rising around 4 degrees, there will be a trine with your ascendant. So, you will be highly impacted by that. It could be a trip, especially a sudden trip, because this full moon, it makes a T square with Uranus in the 12th house. Again, there might be a little bit of trouble sleeping. Maybe you're so excited. Maybe you have a lot of ideas. You might be studying something, and you will have many ideas. So make sure to write your ideas down. A big breakthrough in your study or in your research might be happening around this time. Mars is in the 1st house, and it's squaring Saturn in the 10th. So you feel like you need to take action and you need to go quick, but you really have to be patient. Okay. You really need a plan, and you need to do everything one step at a time. Now, we have Sun Mercury in the 3rd house, trine in Chiron in the 11th. So there will be a lot of healing happening to French friends. And maybe you're speaking up about something, or you're communicating with your friends. That can be very healing. But it's also good to have healthy distance, because Chiron in the 11th house can sometimes make you too caring, and you will lose yourself by helping others. So this is also a very light worker healer trap, right? That we feel we have to save the world, and we do it at the cost of ourselves. That's not working. We can only help people from a full cup. All right. Practice makes perfect. So practice your skills. I don't know, it sounds very strange, but I also hear practice stability. Like, you don't have to do everything now. Sometimes the best things happen when we are patient and when we work slowly and steadily towards that thing that we want. Maybe love, right? Maybe romance, maybe love, animals. And this can also be a spirit animal that is with you, right? Sometimes you see these images of an animal, and we can look on Google what that means. But in order to find love, we first have to love ourselves. We first have to connect with ourselves, and then it's so much easier to also be in a relationship. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for watching my amazing Cancer. I do private readings as well. I teach astrology online through Zoom, and I have a coaching program. You can check that out on my website. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Leo. So, Leo, Sun and Rising. What a time this is for you, Leo. I cannot even imagine. I would love to hear in the comments how everything is going, because Jupiter is in your sign. South Node is in your sign. We're going to discuss that very soon as well. And now we have this eclipse, which is a total eclipse, a total new beginning, first house, Jupiter in the first house. So if you have any idea that you want to do, any new path that is being revealed to you, okay, if you have a good gut feeling about this, then follow it. It gives this optimism in life, this, everything will be okay. And one of the things that is very important, okay, that Jupiter is the planet of expansion and wisdom. And sometimes it will actually cut something off in order for something better to come, okay? Because sometimes people get so disappointed. Jupiter goes into their sign and they're like, my relationship ends, or my job went away, but give it time to settle in, because sometimes it gives you something better, something that is better for you. Okay, so give it time. Give it time to kick in. I myself have Jupiter in Leo. I'm going through Jupiter return, and I recently there was a situation, right, where suddenly I had to move, and new solutions are coming that are even better. I don't want to say too much about it until it's all set, but this is what Jupiter does. It gives you something better suiting for you. So be patient, my amazing Leo. So we have this new moon in a trine with Saturn. Saturn is retrograde in the 9th house, okay? So maybe you're feeling this change happening, and it changes the way you see the world. It changes your belief system. And Saturn gives always a little bit of pessimism, right? So you might be looking into different religions, different systems. And, when we look at in the world sometimes, and even I get that I'm like, yeah, what is happening in, I don't even want to be part of any spiritual community. I'm kind of on my own island, because it's all about power and, who's right, who's wrong. And we're forgetting the true essence, that it's about love, and it doesn't matter what we believe in. So this is something that you, Leo, are researching right now. Like, what is fitting to you? And maybe you have some time that you don't believe in anything, but it will come back to you. It will come back in your system, okay? And most important is good intention. That's all. We don't even have to believe, right? Belief is good, but it's all about the intention in which we live life, right? So there might be a strict teacher that actually changes you for the better, or you're going to have a bad experience that is leading you towards something better as well. But brilliant ideas by becoming your way, right? We have this sextile with Venus. So we have Mercury and Jupiter sextiling Venus in the 3rd house. So your speech will be warm, creative, balanced. If you're doing anything in communication, your words are so polished and so beautiful, okay? And this can actually help you sell anything, write anything. If you're a creative writer, this is wonderful. If you're doing any acting or any creative expression, it's going to be a very, very lovely time. Even though eclipses are kind of, blinding everything, it does give the energy that changes you, okay? Because in the darkness, when we block the sunlight, we're going internal, because in the dark we have to go inward. Like meditation, we have to close our eyes, and this is where the best ideas will be formed. So Mars is in the 12th house, so be a little careful, because all this hyper Jupiter, all this amazing energy is going to hype you up, and then suddenly energy will be down because Mars is in the 12th house. It's squaring Neptune. So yeah, it's also good for spiritual retreats if that's what you're into, or swimming, nature. It's a time to, it's not a full action time right now. So we have the North Node in Aquarius. I know that some people use the True Node, which is the end of July, meaning stays the same. I do the Mean Node, which is on the 18th of August. And for you, Aquarius is in the 7th house, okay? Ruled by Uranus. Uranus is in your 11th. So you might meet a new partner through your network, through friendships. And this might be someone that's a bit out of the box, right? Someone quirky, someone different age, someone who is a bit rebellious. And Pluto is there as well, so be careful that this person is not dominating, okay? If you're already in a relationship, this can just, maybe you have to be there a little bit more for your partner. Yeah, maybe with Jupiter there in the 1st house, right? It detaches you from your ego. So it's like you just feel upliftment automatically. So it's easier when the cup is full, it's going to be easier to be there for other people. Okay. When you want this validation, this South Node is going to go against it. So if you're just going to be who you are without thinking too much how it will be perceived, this is what the South Node and in Leo wants from you with Jupiter. Okay. And people are going to love just you for the way you are. Okay. Yeah, so for some it's going to be marriage, and for some it can be divorce, right? Because Pluto will reveal the truth. It just reveals what's in the underworld, so we don't have to worry about a strong relationship. There's nothing to fear there. It transforms, it can actually bring people closer together. Okay, Leo, full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, which will be on the 28th of August. Here we are in Virgo season, right? And we have this full moon in Pisces in the 8th house. So, and it is squaring Uranus in the 11th. So, unexpected events regarding money, unexpected income from investments you've done, maybe taxes, insurance, but it can also be unexpected expenditures. So just make sure, Uranus is hard to pinpoint. We don't know where it's actually coming from. Just be a little careful if you want to invest in a certain community or a large technical organization. Just do a good research before you do that. But in some cases, you might see a sudden rise in a platform and it will give you a lot of money. So Mars is still in the 12th house. So, okay, energy might be leaving suddenly. It's squaring Saturn. So take it slow, take your rest when needed, right? Moon in the 8th house is very transformational. Yeah, it could be a lot of healing also in the mother line. And yeah, maybe if you see your parents more like your friends around this time, or put them, feel what they've been through, you can really see things from a different perspective, right? And it doesn't mean you have to accept bad things like abuse. Okay, that's a big no. But it's more for yourself, right? To feel peace within, no matter the external situation. I don't know the situation that you're going through, even though it sounds like I'm talking right to you, and take everything that resonates with you. This is the most important, okay? Sun and Mercury are trining Chiron in the 10th. Okay, so don't worry. It doesn't mean that work is going to be terrible upcoming time. It just means that have good boundaries with your work, Leo, because Jupiter is so open, so giving, especially with the South Node, that you want to help, you want to give, and it's going to be at the cost of yourself. So that's what you have to avoid. You can help, but keep a check with yourself, okay? And you're healing a lot of wounds regarding maybe thinking you're not good enough, you have to be somewhere to be something, right? We are all not perfect. And if you know you've done your effort, right? Of course, if someone wants to be something where you have to study for, then maybe, yeah, it's too soon. But if you put effort and your intention is good, then you're doing fine. Okay. We cannot be perfect all the time. That's impossible. Let me get you a card, Leo. Blessings of abundance. Look at that. And with the South Node and Jupiter, it can give past life blessings as well. Okay. For some of you. Love. So, yeah, love might be coming in for you. And that comes through self-love, inner optimism. Okay, when we look at what we have instead of what we're lacking, because with the South Node, there's two ways we can go. We can feel completely full, fulfilled, amazing, or we can feel like something is lacking because we want something external. The more we let that go, when the South Node is with Jupiter, and I'm talking from experience because I have that in Leo in my chart, and the more you let go of how things are perceived or how things are coming across, the more good things can come to you. Okay. It's a detachment from ego. So thank you so much, Leo, for being here. I also do private readings. You can find my email in the description box below. I do coaching programs and I teach astrology. So if anything resonates with you, you can send me an email. I wish you all the best. Very transformative month, and it's going to bring you towards fantastic new changes. So give it time. Sometimes things go because something better is coming. Keep that in mind. Virgo. So Virgo, Sun and Rising, we have this new Moon Total Solar Eclipse on the 12th of August at 20 degrees in your 12th house. This is time to rest. This is time to reflect. Time to calm down. And I know, Virgo, you don't want to calm down. You like your work, you like your things, but sometimes it's time to reflect. Okay. Maybe you're working behind the scenes on something right now because Leo is about creativity, creative projects, and working on something behind the scenes. And you're going to reveal it when Jupiter goes into your sign, when it's going to your first house. Okay, this is the best time to launch something. For example, this is time to let go, to heal, and yeah, maybe about your inner child, like being a bit playful, um, where maybe you're trying to hide too much your playful side, where are you a bit too serious? Maybe it's time now to relax a little bit. Okay, perfect time for a holiday, laying by the beach, meditation, yoga retreats, things like that are all very good right now. This new moon is in a trine with Saturn in the 8th house, so massive transformation happens, and that usually happens when we're standing still, because when we're going, we don't really have the time to connect with ourselves, right? It happens when we are quiet. It's good for voluntary work. And, Mercury and Jupiter are sextiling Venus in the 2nd house. So more income can come, or an idea on how to make more income. Okay. It's also sextiling Uranus in the 10th. So maybe you want to have more freedom in your work. You don't like to have bosses right now. You're going to want to be a rebel, Virgo. You want to maybe work online, have a certain freedom, at least in your job. That is going to be very important. But it's good to work in tech right now, or at least something that gives you freedom, that is out of the box. Okay. So even if you're a musician, let's say you have this really brilliant ideas and they come from spending time by yourself. So Mars is in Cancer in the 11th house and it's squaring Neptune in the 8th. So be just aware with friends little bit who's paying and making good agreements. Not that you're the one paying everything and then you're getting angry about it later. If you do any type of workshop, it might really lead to transformation, same as friendships. Might be comfortable, might not be comfortable. But sometimes change or, tension leads to a breakthrough. Now, the North Node moves in Aquarius on the 18th of August. Now, I know that some people follow the True Node. Okay, don't worry. Same meaning. It's going to be in your sixth house in Aquarius, right? So there will be an emphasis on health. There will be an emphasis on routines, your diet, and work. How you plan your work. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is in the 10th, so maybe you have to make your own schedule if you're self-employed or if you have more freedom, but you still have to show up. Okay, you're gonna think outside of the box. Sudden changes, maybe you're switching jobs more often than usual. Okay, because Uranus likes to break free. So if you're gonna be suppressed in a job, you probably want to leave. Okay, don't worry. Pluto is also there. So big transformation in health. Take it serious. It's nothing extreme, right? Because Pluto reveals what is already hidden in the underworld and it comes to the light. So if anything is wrong, it was already there and now it's going to expose it to you. So it's something that you can work with. It's something that you can transform. So maybe you have to change your routines, your diet. Maybe you have to rest more, right? Maybe you're working too much and you have to balance both. Because people think that the South Node doesn't count. No, it does count. It's just that we have to detach from the shadow side of it. We're letting go of the bad sides of Leo, which is ego, which is validation, which Virgo, you don't have so much these traits, okay? Unless you have specific planets. And in the 12th house, it's already kind of locked. So this is more really spiritual work, okay? Subconscious, unconscious belief systems might be coming up. You're feeling fears and you don't know where you come from, okay? So this is time to dive very deep. And in some ways, right, I always say go to the doctor. Doctors are there, I'm always in the gray zone. So doctors are good. And then after you get help, you can look at belief system because it takes longer to heal. We can heal ourselves, we can heal our body, but sometimes we need a little help. Don't worry, it's fine. We have to find a midway. Okay. So then you can look at belief system and how you can change things in your body. So we have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. Okay, so Virgo, you're going to be especially very, very impacted by this full moon if you have around 4 degrees sun, moon, or rising. Okay. It's in the 7th house. So this is about partnerships, business partnerships, relationships, and it's opposing the sun in your sign in Virgo and squaring Uranus in the 10th. So there might be sudden collaborations happening, okay? A breakthrough in your collaboration, in your romantic relationships. This can be a sudden, split or sudden meet. Like I said, you never have to worry. If your relationship is solid, nothing will happen, okay? But yeah, if you're meeting someone new, it could be through work. It can be very exciting. Just give it time because eclipses give destined things, but it's not always long lasting. That will be shown with time. Okay, there are big lessons attached to eclipse times, but it can stay. But give it, like I said, give it time. Being a rebel at work, okay? Maybe you're speaking up about something, maybe it's very unlike you, maybe you have a different way of expressing yourself at work. And even if you're a boss, you're going to be very open, out of the box, and yeah, working in an equal way. You don't want to have this old structure. We have Mars in the 11th house in Cancer, okay, and it's squaring Saturn in the 8th. So yeah, lending friends money again. Yeah, have good conversations. Maybe not so good to share certain secrets or things that are close to your chest. Not around this time. Do them later when it feels right. But around this time, there could be some, sometimes you're sharing something that is very personal and it might trigger someone and they give you advice according to what they've been through. So that doesn't mean they are wrong and you're right or other way around. It's just that, right now we're going through a time where people have to go through their wounds. So a lot of people are have a lot of fears coming up, right? And they want to help you not make the same mistakes. But in astrology, we can see that what works for one person does not work for another, and the other way around. So the sun in your sign, and Mercury, or wow, okay, I need to rewind myself. Calm down. Speak slowly. I've been through a roller coaster lately, going to my Jupiter return, and boy, life is going everywhere, but it's going towards many blessings, but it's very busy. I'm going to talk about it later. So a trip can heal your identity, right? Maybe you're going through a retreat, or you're going in nature, and you're really gonna see yourself in a different light. You're really gonna heal maybe some insecurities, and also spirituality, looking at it. Be very careful when it comes to leaders, okay? That you trust a leader, that only trust a leader that helps you grow, and not say, trust me, I know everything. We don't know everything. Nobody knows everything, okay? We can give hinges of wisdom, but they have to resonate with you, right? You cannot fully give your power away to someone else. And I know that's not very Virgo-like anyways, because you're the hermit in the tarot, right? You are very independent, but still sometimes we want someone to tell us, that it's going to be okay, and all these kind of things. But listen to your intuition. Steady progress. So whatever you're working on, don't rush, especially when all the planets are in the 12th house, right? Reflect. Sometimes standing still is going faster. Child. So maybe you're planning on having children, or being more childlike, and maybe you feel safer to be that when you're alone. Okay, that's fine. Reward. So yeah, I'm seeing like the hard work that you're doing is not unseen. Okay, it's not unheard of, and it's always seen. Okay, there are invisible forces. You can call it universe, you can call it God, that sees everything that you're doing. So don't worry, keep being good. I know in this planet sometimes we feel like nobody's seeing all the good things, but it is seen, and at some point it will come back. Trust that. Really trust that. It's not about what we do, right? We can go to church every Sunday and do things with bad intention, have agendas, and we can be atheist and have good intention. And there's, you don't have to be believing in anything. We just have to be a good person. That's most important. Okay. So anyways, I'm going too philosophical here. Thank you so much for watching, Virgo. If you want to book a reading with me, you can write me an email. I teach astrology online through Zoom, and also I do coaching programs to get the best out of the people that come to me. So thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's go to Libra. So Libra, Sun and Rising, we have this new Moon Total Solar Eclipse on the 12th of August at 20 degrees in your 11th house. So it's time to have fun, Libra. Time to have fun, time to enjoy, time to connect with friends. Now, when it's a total solar eclipse, right, the sun is fully covered. So it might be that you have to reevaluate a little bit who's your real friend, because maybe so many friends are coming in that you can't keep up, because Jupiter is expanding your friend group, and can be so generous that you don't really see who you actually have next to you, because you're very magnetic right now. Jupiter is with Mercury, it's sextiling Venus in Libra. So it makes you visually, like, you have this magnetic glow, this beauty around you, and people just feel so, so drawn to you. This new one is also trining Saturn retrograde in the 7th house, so you might be attracting a serious partner. Now, eclipses are a bit tricky, right? So give it time, see who you have, but you might be getting more commitment with your partner, or maybe a little bit less commitment, okay? You know the truth because Saturn is going internal. It's showing you the truth of a situation, and but your friends are definitely helping you right now. They're very supportive. They can give you good advice. So, and the ones that don't are, even Jupiter can sometimes remove people from your life. Okay, because it wants you to expand. So it brings you uh, a lot of people, but you have to filter who are the right people. So Mercury is, like I said, a sextile Venus. So great for social media, actually. Some people will have big breakthroughs. With the solar eclipse, I'm not sure if it's really lasting. It can be for a few months, but of course, you need to work hard, like Saturn, to keep it lasting. Okay, if you want that to last, you could get a new job in a big organization or thinking about moving towards a big organization. Um, so Mars is squaring Neptune. Mars is in the 10th house and it's squaring Neptune in the 7th. So there might be some confusion. Maybe in collaborations, if you're working one-on-one with clients, just make sure that you understand each other. Listen to your intuition, okay? See who you want to work with, or and take a step back until things are clear, also in the workplace, okay? Now, the North Node is going in the sign of Aquarius on the 18th of August. This is the mean node. Some people listen to the true node, which is end of July, but the meaning stays the same, okay? So it's going into your 5th house of children, okay? Of romance, of creativity. And it's ruled by Uranus. So Uranus is in the 9th house for you. And this means that maybe you will have creative projects. It's great for photography. Maybe you use design in a combination with technology. These are all very, very good things to do. Yeah, you might be focusing on your children more. You might be traveling with your children, right? Maybe you're an online vlogger traveling with kids. It gives unconventional ways of getting children, so IVF or adoption. Okay. Um, New romantic interest, just see who you have. Maybe you feel really open and you're just dating and see who matches best, but it can be someone a bit out of the box, have a bit of age difference, maybe someone that's a bit quirky. So yeah. And the South Node in the 11th house. So even though, you will get a lot of attention in the public, the South Node will cut off success if you don't detach from ego and external validation. This is more about going into your skills, into your gifts, and then you can be very successful, right? And the South Node looks at past actions and past lives as well. Okay. So the more you let go on how many people things will reach what you do, the more validation you're actually going to get. So by not wanting it, you will get it. So in your company, in your work, in your business, the more you focus on optimizing your skills and getting better at something, the more you will see results, okay? Because Jupiter is there to support you, but the South Node wants you to detach from the shadow side of Leo. We have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces, which will be in your 6th house on the 28th of August at 4 degrees. And here we're going to look at healthier routines, a good diet. Now, this full moon is in a square with Uranus, which is in your 9th house. So it could be a sudden trip for work, sudden changes in your health. Okay. Most likely it's nothing severe, right? I don't want to do any fear or anything. If something is up, go to the doctor. It just, like, transit just reveal what is already hidden, right? There's nothing to be afraid of. It can actually be good news also, sudden good news about your health. Find the balance between routine and resting, okay? A sudden change of belief system will help you also with your routines and how you're gonna work with your body, because the more we love ourselves, the more we see our body as a temple, the better we're gonna treat it and the easier it is to stay healthy. the moment we restrict it, the moment we're so strict on ourselves, right? And that's why sometimes people that are very, very healthy, but are so strict, they have no, like, everything is energy. So if we eat something healthy and we punish ourselves, like, you have to eat this, the energies are not good. So we have to put good energies in what we eat. We have to love the food that we eat. And we have to love our body. So even if we, are always dieting, and this person was so healthy and then became sick, is because they have this negative thought that comes with the food, right? So Mars is in the 10th house and it's squaring Saturn. So take things one step at a time. In relationships as well, it might be going slow, like your partner might be a bit more distant than usual. Okay. So find a good balance between spending it with your partner and, spending time at work, not an extreme focus in one of the two. Sun and Mercury are trining Chiron, which is in the 8th house. Okay. So again, resting gives transformation. It will show you things. It's not a great time for investment. So this is especially for Libra rising. Okay. So double check everything. Don't scare yourself into rushing it. Do good research. Okay. Let me get you a card. My amazing, amazing Libras. Child. Yeah. This is your inner child as well. Some of you are expecting a child. It's time to be playful, triumphant. So you're going to be successful. And successful is not always external, right? Sometimes we're successful when we have inner peace. I would say you're more successful once you are okay in the most important vessel, which is our own vessel, right? Happiness comes from within. And then on the outside, things will change with that. And we start to see what is important instead of reaching and achieving. It's not always going to give fulfillment. Anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Libra. If you want to book a private reading with me, I do astrology teachings through Zoom. Or if you want to do a coaching program with me, check out my website, or you can send me an email for more information. Thank you so much. And until next time, let's go to Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sun and Rising, for you, we have this new moon solar total eclipse in the sign of Leo in your 10th house. So a lot has to do with career. Okay. Jupiter is here. Mercury is here. Great ideas for your career. Your speech is going to be extremely magnetic. People at work will praise you and will definitely give you the attention, or your hard work is being, rewarded. So there could be some promotion, changes in the job. Now, an eclipse is, of course, a little bit more forceful. So in some cases, people can leave their job and then find something better, okay? Because the eclipse will give something destined. So if you're not on the right path, it will slap you in the right direction, but certainly something better is coming because Jupiter is going through your 10th house. Okay. Now, Saturn is in a trine here, right? In the 6th house. So it requires, though, hard work. So hard work gives you the results that you want. It's good to look at your health, so have some good steady routines, have a great diet, and also stick with your authenticity. Because Leo in the 10th house, you need, Scorpio, to do something that you're very passionate about. So this eclipse will show you, is the job that you're in really suiting your personality? Or do you need to change? Do you need to do something else that is better suited for you? We have Mercury in a sextile with Uranus in the 8th house, so big transformation happening, sudden income, sudden investments or support, okay, from other people. And it's also sextiling the Mercury and Jupiter, Venus in the 12th house, okay? So you might have some secret admirers, people that are watching you and that are thinking, Scorpio, what are you doing? You're doing great. Okay. Your job is, you're probably more in the public because 10th house is very open. It's the way people see you. Mars is in the ninth house and it's squaring Neptune. So keep your diet, your routines okay, right? Do not let Neptune zone you out too much or distract you. So the North Node is moving to Aquarius on the 18th of August. This is the mean node. You can, if you use the true node, this is end of July, but the meaning stays the same. So we have the North Node moving into your fourth house, okay? So fourth house is related to your roots. What is your roots? Your family, your home. So redecorating, but also, right, North Node in Aquarius and the ruler Uranus is in the eighth house. So whatever you do in the home situation, it will transform you in some ways. Maybe you're suddenly selling a home and you're getting money out of that. Okay. Yeah, getting news about loans, but Uranus is very unpredictable. Okay, maybe you're doing something like astrology, right? Eighth house is occult, and the North Node is letting you dive deep within your family. Maybe you're gonna look at your family line. Okay, Pluto is there as well, so maybe you want to know more about your past of your family. Secrets might be coming up, and there can be a transformation. Okay, because Pluto reveals what is hidden. And then it gives you the opportunity to grow closer together, to transform it into the light. So yeah, Sun moves. This will transform you tremendously, healing the mother, especially mother line, family line. South Node, right, in Leo. So even though success is coming, don't get attached to it because the South Node will cut it off. So, and I have this placement myself. I have this South Node with Jupiter. So I'm in my Jupiter return, and each time my ego got involved or I wanted something out of something, it will cut it off. And when I just let go and I'm not forcing things, it will just come. Okay. So this is the best advice I can give to you is that let your ego, put your ego in your heart, energy in your heart, follow your passion, just do what you're good at. And then the praise will come. But when you look for it, it's not coming actually then. So yeah, changes in the home. And then we have full moon in Pisces, partial lunar eclipse on the 28th of August at 4 degrees in your fifth house. Okay, so this could be related to children, having children, your own children. It's squaring Uranus. So, yeah, sudden investor in your project, creative project, if you're working on that, sudden pregnancy. Sudden child support, maybe you requested some type of child support, you might get news about that. Or even if you're divorced, then it could be that your partner is going to support your child. This can also mean romance. A sudden new romantic interest can come to your friends or your network, but see if this is long lasting. There's you can only know by following the months ahead. Okay. So Mars is in the ninth house, squaring Saturn in the sixth. So you might still have to work. Maybe you're traveling and work is quite busy. So you still have to work even though you're traveling. So yeah, I'm traveling around this time. I'm a Scorpio rising. So I really hope that I can stay a bit free from work, but let's see how that's going. Sun Mercury is trining. So the Sun and Mercury in the 11th is trining Chiron in the 7th. So Chiron in the 7th does not mean you're staying single. Okay, don't worry. It just means, and even if you're also in a relationship, it's the same thing, that you're not trying to heal your partner all the time at the cost of yourself. Okay, that you're not trying to pick a partner also that needs so much healing and that you're becoming almost like a teacher, right? Or a partner that makes you feel insecure yourself, that you feel like you're kind of on eggshells. That's not good, right? So let me get you a card, Scorpio. Yeah, child, expecting a child, being like a child, because Leo is childlike. So be very playful at work, love what you do, have a passion for it. Faith. Okay? If things are changing and shifting, have faith that sometimes things need to shift. Okay? Um, Sometimes a rejection is a redirection. Trust and wait for the right thing to come. When we decide too quick, sometimes we regret it, right? Because the reward comes. So when things click and connect, that's when you make a decision. Okay. So that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. If you like to book a private reading with me or book astrology classes with me, or a coaching program, you can check out my website. You find all the information there. Thank you so much, Scorpio. And until next time. Okay, Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You're highly impacted by this new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Leo because it's trining your ascendant. So, it's giving you this really uplifting feeling. Okay, now this solar eclipse is covering the sun, so of course we are a bit in darkness, but here we're going to really see um like what is important to you, what is spirituality for you, right? It's in the ninth house. Jupiter is in its own house here. So it's, you're really thinking philosophically, what is the world about, what is important to you, what is the spiritual path or the religion that you want to take. This new moon is also in a trine with Saturn, and Saturn is retrograde. So if you're working on a creative project right now, it does take commitment. So it does take commitment and a bit harder work, and you might feel the occasional like a writer's block. Okay, but the ideas that you have are fantastic because ninth house give great ideas. It gives a fantastic overview, so do not give up. Okay, your ideas are good. Just take your time. Okay, it might be a perfect time to travel as well. And you're getting a lot of wisdom through your travels. You might meet people that inspire you, or even meet some kind of a spiritual teacher. Okay, and I always say a teacher is good as long as they not take your power away. This is not good, right? So, in internal upliftment, you're going to feel something that will transform you from the inside. If you want to publish anything, okay, like I said, take your time. It's not the time to actually publish. So if you can change still, right? If you do, don't worry. It's not going to be the end of the world, okay? But if we can change the date, this is a time where ideas begin, right? This solar eclipse, because in darkness we can introspect and these beautiful ideas come. So, like after this month of August, it's all good. Okay, now we have these eclipses and they give forced changes, but it's more like an internal shift and sometimes an external shift, but you don't have to plan that. That will just happen. It checks if you're on the right path, if you're on your right destiny, so to speak. Okay. Mars is in the eighth house and it's squaring Neptune. So keep an eye on loans, not overspending money on your children, for example. And make good agreements if you have had divorce, right? And you have children, that you agree things uh, equally, that both parties are in agreement. And also in romance, because Saturn in the fifth house is kind of serious, but maybe you had a one-time experience where you meet someone exciting, and there's just a bit of miscommunication on what both parties want. So make sure that you talk that through. So North Node goes into Aquarius. I use the mean node. Some people use the true node. Meaning stays the same. Don't worry. It's going into your third house. Okay. This is amazing for communication, for marketing skills, for technical writing. Okay. The North Node in Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, right? Uranus is in the seventh house. So maybe you're doing some type of collaborations. Maybe your partner is supporting you with the work that you're doing. So yeah, you feel very drawn to write, to publish, maybe to travel, and to balance research, factual knowledge with philosophy, which is the ninth house. Okay, so you're gonna find a balance here. The south node in the ninth house is saying maybe, let go of only philosophy, take it with you, but also look at factual information. So yeah, writing a book, maybe more factual, less drama. So it's more based on research, but also on philosophy. So you're not letting go of one thing, going to the other, making logical decisions as well, and focusing more on your, nearer neighborhood. Maybe they give you some ideas. You could even meet a partner. Okay, could be your neighbor because, right, North Node is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is in the seventh house, so your neighbor could actually become your partner. Sorry, let me get you. Let me get a drink. It's so hot. It's been 41 degrees, like constantly. So I'm a little bit sweaty. I need some drink because I think this video is way too long already. But I get too enthusiastic and I start to talk and I want to cover everything, and then the video is very long. But I make less videos, but I try to give you more quality. That's more important, right? So buying a new vehicle. Now we also have Pluto there, so make sure that you check everything. Okay, check if all the papers are okay, if the car is okay. Bring someone with you that has knowledge in this, right? That's what I do because I have no knowledge with mechanical things. Okay. Yeah, even working in transportation will be very, very beneficial for you. So Sagittarius, we have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces on the 28th of August at 4 degrees. And this will be in your fourth house. This could be a sudden move for some of you Sagittarius, okay? Because this full moon is in a square with Uranus in the seventh house, okay? It could be a move for your partner. Maybe your partner has a new job, or it's you. You're moving in together suddenly, moving out. Uranus is unpredictable, okay? So this cannot be fully pinpointed. That's why it's a rebel. A rebel you cannot pinpoint completely. You might want to redecorate your home. You want to relax at home. And the more you relax at home, the better you do your job, okay? Now, Mars is squaring Saturn. So, first it was squaring Neptune. So, the story will continue, okay, with maybe romance as well, like giving your partner a loan if you do make really good agreements. If there is anything related to a divorce as well, do hard work, do your research, and see if everything is okay in this whole process. It requires a bit of hard work, and some of your children maybe need some of your supports. Okay, they might need some support financially, or either they would need your support to help them transform, right? Sometimes they really need their parents. Like the Sun and Mercury in the 10th house are trining Chiron in the 6th. So your work could be healing your health and your routines. Sometimes your work, you have stable hours that help you settle your internal system. Because sometimes when we're too free with our schedules, it can also give hormonal issues. And when we have a more schedule, your internal system is calmer. Okay, let's go. Yeah, emotions, and I'm getting child. So if you have children, they need more support, but this is also your own inner child. Don't forget, fifth house is squaring Mars in the eighth house. So old emotions might be coming up, and they might have to do with maybe you didn't feel like you could completely express yourself when you were younger, and now it's time to unlock that. Like, why couldn't you fully express, and what is holding you back now? Right now you're grown up and we are free to make decisions, we are free to express ourselves. Of course we have to pay the bills and make money, but when we're free we can express what is inside of us. And as adults, we can still be a little playful and creative and have fun. So this is what this month is asking from you. Okay. Beautiful month, big changes. If you travel, it will be life changing. If you, yeah, a new study might be coming. Okay. And this will also change your mindset. It will change the way you see things, balancing the abstract with facts. Okay. It's great for metaphysics or maybe astrology, things like that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm wishing you all the best next month. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can send me an email. I also teach astrology through Zoom. I have different packages, and also I have a coaching program. So check out my website, and you can also send me an email for more information. Thank you so much. Let's go to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon, total solar eclipse in the sign of Leo in your 8th house. So this is a massive transformation, okay? Because when we have an eclipse and when it's total, it's covering the sun. So we are in the dark, and from the darkness, we can transform. So these planets are very comfortable with that, right? So we have to be open. And this new moon is in a trine with Saturn retrograde. So this is about transforming the home. So maybe you want to transform literally, you want to redecorate the place. This is also about family and roots. Okay. If are any obstacles, Saturn makes things sometimes cold, or you have to be responsible for a family member, right? You have to take care of a family member. And this is changing the way you see life. I know many cases where people are looking after someone that is, for example, dying or ill or older, and it really gives you a different perspective on life. And these people have so much wisdom to give you. Okay, so if that's your situation, then yeah, maybe that person will give you so much strength and so much insight. So yeah, there might be you might be going to a reader or getting a different perspective on life. Also, there could be luck and income coming in from property. There might be an inheritance coming in, taxes, some money might suddenly be coming in. Okay, even from investments, you could see some money. Mercury and Jupiter are sextiling Uranus in the 6th. So, Uranus in the 6th wants to be free, right? Like maybe because of this transformation, you kind of feel like I want to plan my own days. I don't want to be so stuck in the root. Jupiter and Mercury are also sextiling Venus in the 10th house. So this is very good for creative expression. So if you're in the art field or any creative field, this is fantastic. Use your inner healing for expression. And people are going to find you very, very magnetic, okay, in this month. Now, we also have Mars in the 7th house, and it's squaring Neptune in the 4th. So have good agreements with your partner, okay? Saturn in the 4th is not so great for moving. If you move, it will be slow, and especially this month because first we have Mars square Neptune and then square Saturn. So take your time, communicate with your partner or business partner if you work in real estate or anything related to housing and you have a business partner, that you really are clear to each other, that there is like a common understanding. So we have North Node in Aquarius. So I use the Me Node, which is 18th of August, okay? But some use the True Node, but the meaning stays the same, don't worry. We have the North Node in the 2nd house in Aquarius. Ruler of Aquarius is Uranus. It's in the 6th. So maybe this free schedule that you're having right now is helping you get more income. Now, Pluto is there too in the 2nd house. So it requires you to not either hold on to money or spend too much money or go for quick money schemes. You're going to be tested, right? Pluto is the dark underworld giving you this, scammy energy. Like you can earn a lot of money if you do this. So you have to become internally strong and see the truth of a situation. Okay. Yeah, we have the South Node because it's confusing, right? Because Jupiter is in the 8th house and the South Node is also in the 8th house. But the South Node wants you to bring the talents of the 8th. So being, it's a great time also for investigators. accountants, people in the medical field, people who are investors. But the thing is, the South Node wants you to detach from the bad qualities of Leo. So the good qualities you bring, which is passion, which is following your heart, okay? Being internally playful, working with your inner child. But what it doesn't want is to have ego, external validation. So the eighth house qualities will come to you. It's a very spiritual time. You'll get a lot of inner wisdom, okay, when it's in the eighth house. But the more you're trying to control the outcome, right, you can even get intuitive insights on how to make more money. A great time if you work in tech, if you're in science, if you work, like I said, in the medical field, you will see a lot of increased online work. It's very good being self-employed. We have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 28th of August at 4 degrees. And this full moon will be in your third house. So there might be a sudden trip because Pisces here, this Pisces moon is in a square with Uranus. Do I say that? Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the image. You see, I'm starting to get a little tired. Lately it's been a bit of a roller coaster. So many things happening, but all very, very positive. So yeah, it's square Uranus. I'm looking at the image and it's 24 because I had to put different ascendants there. And I'm so used to read from the chart because all these letters on the side, it's not really for me because I like to just talk from my own intuition. So yeah, we have this square with Uranus. Uranus is in the sixth, okay? So don't spend too many hours studying so you get overwhelmed and it will impact your health. So make sure that you don't study too late, that you're not sleeping well, or that it's impacting your nervous system because Uranus is very related to your nervous system, okay? And it it gives a lot of overthinking. There might be a sudden trip for work as well, like maybe you're sent for work somewhere, or you're working and traveling. Okay, you might be working online and you're still traveling. Mars is still in the seventh house, right? Squaring now Saturn, so there might be some tension between your partner and your family, or your landlord, or the person your contractors of the house. There might be some disagreements, so make a good plan, make it solid, make sure that there's no gaps in it. The Sun and Mercury are trining Chiron, so it's time to heal the inner child, maybe where you feel like you can't fully express yourself. Right now it's time to heal that side, or thinking that, oh, can I be creative, thinking it's not enough, but it is. Okay, so also with children, make sure that you don't take care of your children at the cost of yourself, because if your cup is half empty, it's impossible. So look at that, Capricorn. Some of you just need a little bit of sleep. Okay, it's enough. You're doing enough. Take it one step at a time and it will be fine. Optimism. Look at here, optimism. So stay optimistic. If your body is tired, listen to it. It's totally fine to sleep. And when you feel better, you do your work, you do your things, okay? So where you can rest, I cannot look into your life, but try to be okay with it. You don't always have to work, okay? Or distract yourself sometimes, because Saturn in the fourth house wants to teach you how to also find your inner peace and follow your heart. So that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can send me an email. I do also teach astrology through Zoom online, or I do coaching programs. So yeah, you can send me an email for more info or check out my website. Thank you so much, Capricorn, and until next time. Let's go to Aquarius. So for you, we have this new moon total solar eclipse in Leo in your seventh house, okay? It's going to impact you quite a bit, right? Because also we have Pluto in an opposition there in the first house. So you've been going through massive transformation, and this is impacting the way people see you, the way you work with your clients one-on-one, the way, maybe you're meeting someone new this month. Now it is an eclipse. So we can be eclipsed and not see the full truth. So give it time. If someone new comes, a relationship can be taken to the next level as well. And in some cases, I've seen that Jupiter in the seventh house breaks a relationship and then brings in a new one. Jupiter is expanding you, right? It's giving you something that is better. It gives you wisdom about something, okay? Um, but yeah, a very transformative month. If there's a legal situation, it might see it being resolved this month. This new one is in a trine with Saturn in the third. So make sure you're well prepared. You're well prepared. Even if you work one-on-one with clients, okay, maybe you are a lawyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you're well prepared before you meet a client, before you do anything, okay? Especially with communication. Double check your emails. We have Mercury also and Jupiter in a sextile with Venus, which is in the ninth house. So you might be making a trip with your partner. This can be even quite unexpected, but also watch out for unexpected pregnancy, okay? Because Jupiter and Mercury are also sextiling Uranus in the fifth house. Mars is in the sixth house and it's squaring Neptune in the third house. So there might be some miscommunication with your colleagues, or you're not understanding each other fully, or it might be hard to focus at work this month, okay? Watch out for hormonal imbalance. This can be healed through diet and steady routines, okay? I'm not a expert in health, but in my case, I healed it through less gluten and steady routines. That's usually very good. Okay, Aquarius, we have the North Node now in your sign, okay? Some say it's the true node, others say it's the mean node, doesn't matter, meaning stays the same. For you, that's in the first house. So here, our emphasis is on ourselves. And Jupiter is in the seventh house, right? And it can be confusing. How can the South Node be with Jupiter? How do we deal with this energy? Well, the North Node is telling you to focus on yourself. This is uncomfortable. This is where you need to go to. And Uranus is in the fifth house. So creative expression is going to be good. Being playful, being a bit rebellious, okay? Being your authentic self is going to attract a partner if you're single. The South Node wants you to let go. And I'm telling you, I have the South Node and Jupiter in my natal chart, also in Leo. It's about letting go of the ego, letting go of wanting this relationship, needing this relationship. Because what will people think if you're single, right? And the more you let all of that go, and don't worry if you already think that way, this is brilliant, okay? This is just for the people that struggling to let this go. Focus on yourself. Do something that of a hobby or a creative project that is very, very, interesting for you. And this keeps the energy away. And then you can have that relationship that you really want, okay? Or this higher commitment. You're already committed partner might ask you to marry them, okay? So this is how it works. Let it go and it comes. If you work with clients, let go of wanting them and they're coming. So we have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces on the 28th of August at 4 degrees. And this will be in your second house. So yeah, sudden new income. Okay, this full moon is in a T square with Uranus in the fifth house. So that can come through creative projects, especially through maybe tech, design, photography. But any creative project, if you're a creative writer or a technical writer, you will see success there. It could even come through your children. They might be successful and money could be coming in and they say like, mom and dad, you've always taken care of me. Here's a little support. Okay. I always say children owe their parents nothing. But if they want to give, of course they can give, right? But parents take care of their children. Each generation takes care of the person down. Same with clients. If I work with clients, no matter what is going on with me, I'm there for them, right? They pay for me to help them. And I think it's very unprofessional if people talk about themselves when they are helping others. So, yeah. I know for sure that somebody needed to hear that because that came true. So Mars is in your sixth house, okay? Now squaring Saturn. So again, make a good plan. Also regarding your health, take it serious, build a strong routine that's going to be helpful for you. And in some cases, there can be even a bit of fever. If that happens for you, it's just your body transforming. Okay, because Sun and Mercury on the eighth house, and it's trining Chiron in the fourth. So you're healing family patterns, you're healing many things. When we have fever, it just means internally there's a bit of heat because it's burning away karma, it's burning away old patterns. Okay, so then you just need to rest. There's no issue there. Let me get you a card, my amazing Aquarius. Sleep. Okay, some of you just need a bit more sleep. Maybe you've been awakened a lot, thinking about many things, right? Aquarius, you always have so many ideas, and especially if Mercury in Aquarius, then it's very hard to shut off the mind because there's always this very brilliant ideas coming out of it. But you can only apply a few of them, right? Or Mercury, Uranus has the same thing. So I have be brave. So maybe you're thinking about a certain step. Well, the North Node is in your sign. So take a step that feels authentic to you. Okay, that your intuition is telling you, yeah, this is good to do. We have this Moon in Pisces in the second house, right? So sudden income, and maybe this will push you towards the next step. Optimism. So stay optimistic, believe in yourself. There's a lot of transformation happening. Let go of wanting that relationship, and it can actually come for you. Okay, so that would be my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. If you want to book a private reading, you send me an email. I also teach astrology through Zoom, one-on-one, and I do coaching programs. So if you're uncomfortable speaking with me one-on-one, I also do pre-records. So check out my website. And thank you so much for being here. Until next time, let's move on to Pisces. So we have this new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Leo in your sixth house. Okay, so this is highlighting your health. This is highlighting your work and even your pets. Okay. Now, this new moon is trining Saturn. So this job might not give you the money you want yet, but it is healing your inner self-worth. And some of you are going to work hard to make these financial changes. Okay. So persistence with finance, because Saturn can restrict finance. But if you work sixth house with the routines to get where you want to be, then yes, at some point, Saturn will give it to you. Okay. It's just like this harsh parent, this harsh teacher wanting to see your commitment. Okay. Jupiter is there in the sixth house, also with Mercury. So you might want to look for a different job. And this eclipse can give even like an unexpected answer. Now, is eclipse period the best time to start a new job? You will see. It can be long lasting, it can be a lesson, but it gives you something that is changing for a long time. Okay, so imagine getting a job in a different industry. That will be the beginning of that industry, no matter how long that job is gonna last. Okay, so go with it, listen to your gut feeling. Maybe your animal needs an operation or something, or you're getting a new animal and it's a bit expensive, but you know, animals are so sacred. I mean, to me, those are the most innocent. Together with children, they are really the divine beings on this planet. And in my heart, I cannot understand how people mistreat animals. I just don't understand. Like, I read energies and they have the most innocent, most beautiful energy. And even if we're not doing well, they're always there for us, right? And yeah, they're just so beautiful. Great relationship with colleagues it can give, right? Jupiter there in the sixth house. And good news about health. If you're committed, you have been committed, it can give definitely good news about it. Venus is in the 8th house, so it can maybe support from family comes in, support through inheritance, support through taxes, you know, third party resources. Some luck might be coming in there. So North Node is in Aquarius, okay? Moves in Aquarius on the 18th of August. I use the mean node. Don't worry, if you use True Node, it will be end of July, but the meaning stays the same. So the North Node is going in the 12th house, Pisces. So Saturn first was in the 1st house. If it was going over Moon and Sun, it's been a bit tough, right? Now it's going into your 12th house. North Node is in your 12th house. Saturn is in the 2nd. So it's time for a bit of rest. It's time for spend some time alone. Even though work might be busy, when you're free, spend some time alone. Maybe you're doing research behind the scenes, okay? Or you just feel like, some days of the week I would like to work from home because North Node is in the 12th. It ruled by Uranus. Uranus is in the 4th, okay? So working from home is very possible. Some of you will travel, travel in a van and work online, things like that. The South Node and Jupiter, bit confusing, right? Because Jupiter gives expansion and the South Node is like, can cut things off, but also can gift you things according to past life, karma, or the past. And this is also about what you need to release. So you need to release of ego in the workplace. You need to release of validation. Go into the 12th house, okay? Take your rest, take your time, do your research. And maybe you need to spend some time alone when you can. I don't know what job you're doing. And you will actually do your job very well. And you will see that you will get compliments when you don't ask for it, when you don't search for it. Then new job comes and all the good things are coming to you. And I'm talking from experience because I myself in my chart have South Node Jupiter in Leo, okay? The more you don't want something, the more you get it. So when you let go, it comes. So resting is important. Sometimes when you want a diet, 6th house, or you want to change your body, when you let go of it, you're not focused too much on how much should I eat, what should I eat, it will just slim you down, right? So it can work that way as well. Volunteering, especially in communities, can be very beneficial. And also if you create any type of art, you can channel that. 12th house is channeling, it's letting go. How? And then it will be shown to you through intuitive downloads. Well, this full moon is in your sign. Full moon lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse on the 28th of August. So this is definitely going to impact you, especially if you have someone rising around 4 degrees. It will change your identity, okay? You might feel that there's a shift happening. You feel intuitively that you have to make a certain decision, okay? So this decision can actually trigger meeting someone. So meeting someone new. Will that be long-term? That will be seen, because with eclipses, it is a destiny, but sometimes it's a lesson and sometimes it's long-term, okay? So give it time. And it's squaring Uranus in the 4th. So again, a sudden move could be for you, could be for your partner. Moving out, moving in with each other. Your partner might give you ideas on what to do with the house. And that gives you more strength within yourself, because your home environment can really, really impact you, right? Your character. Mars is squaring Saturn. So first it was squaring Neptune in the 2nd house, and now it's squaring Saturn. So this could mean that one, you're very creative, but be careful that you're not overspending money on creative projects or romance, that you're giving too much money. Look at your budget. That's all. Make a plan. Look at your budget. Maybe your kids need certain things for school, for example, and it will cost quite a bit, but just look at the budget and what's available. The Sun and Mercury are trining Chiron in the 3rd. So your conversations with your partner might be very healing. And yeah, your partner might help you feel more confident speaking up in a certain situation. Or maybe you want to write down something. Journaling will help you look deeper. So it's time to look below the surface, below what is happening, in your subconscious. This is a healing time, and be sweet to yourself. Okay. Sweetness. Sometimes we're so hard, like it has to go this way. And we don't allow ourselves to make mistakes, right? Play music, be playful. Of course, life always have ups and downs, right? But it's how we deal with it. And we cannot blame ourselves forever. Sometimes we have to be sweet. We do better now. It's intention that matters. That's what matters most. Okay, Pisces. So thank you so much for being here. I also do private readings. I teach astrology through Zoom, and I do coaching programs. So if you're interested, you can check out my website. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time.